You can call to order.
Okay, we can call this meeting to order. Ms. Valerie, could you lead us in prayer, please?
Sure. Father, we thank you for this day. Lord, we thank you, oh God, for allowing us to come together in this opportunity to do good for our residents. Lord, we ask, Lord, for your wisdom. Give us your wisdom to deal with every situation. In the name of Jesus the Christ we pray. Amen and amen.
Amen. Okay, after taking roll as everyone came in. We have no special presentations. Public input. Do we have anyone who didn't have a chance to fill out a public input? Okay, we're gonna go on to old business. And we're talking about the SHAARC budget.
Okay. So our budget, we were asked to do a budget according to the Housing Authority voted to railroad us into a $30,000 a year budget. And they wanted us to put together a budget for that $30,000. However, we did not revise our budget, but what we do want to let the Housing Authority know, I had all this printed up, but I need ink for my copier, so I couldn't print it out. But the $30,000 that the Housing Authority will give SHAARC will go towards our budget. Our budget, as it stands, is $45,000. Actually $51,000, and that is not even including the 3% that we have repeatedly asked for the development fees. And so since they only want to give us $30,000, we want that to go toward in our bank account, and we would like for it to be retroactive because we've been asking for a long time for the MOU to be signed, but the board continued to delay. So we're asking that. We will keep records of what monies we spend that comes from the Housing Authority, but everything in our budget, our projected budget, is according to HUD regulations for tenant participation. So we'd like for the MOU to be signed so we can move on with this, and it's time for our CCNA dues to be paid. So I know Mr. Russell noted that the $60 will have to be subtracted from our $30,000, and that's okay too, but we want to ask for retroactive funds because the Housing Authority new year starts in April, I believe. Am I right? Yes. So we want our $30,000 for this year here, and when the new year come in, we like to have our $30,000 then, and we like for it to be deposited into our account. Again, I want it to be noted, nothing in our budget is outside of the tenant participation funds. So the $30 that y'all give us, that y'all not giving us what we asked for the budget, then we will use those dollars how we see necessary within what we've already have scheduled.
Okay, so let me just address a few things
Okay.
as it relates to the HUD regulations. So
I can sit back there, I don't care.
even though, you know, the things in your budget totaling 51,000 are allowed under the HUD regulations, the HUD regulations only require a housing authority to provide the resident council with $15 per unit for every RAD unit and public housing unit. Which again, we talked about as like $3,750 or something, if my memory serves me correctly. So the board is approving like 10 times that amount to give you $30,000. So this is way beyond what the HUD regs call for. Second of all, the HUD regs also say that we're not to give you a dime of this money without an approved budget. So
We submitted and approved.
no, that's
No.
different.
Okay.
So what I'm willing to do with you, and we can get on Teams and we can do this virtually where I can have a spreadsheet pulled up. But you have to tell us how you plan to allocate and spend the $30,000. Like, that's just a requirement. And I need to bring that proposed budget to the board to say, okay, we're willing to do this, or no, we're not going to approve this because we don't want the $30,000 to go towards whatever. I don't know what it is, but the budget has to be submitted by the resident council to the housing authority for approval before we can fund the $30,000.
Well,
That's just a requirement.
what would you suggest that we do that you feel is more important than others? Because I think
That's not
We-
my
we
that's
think-
not
well,
my decision.
but we think all of it's important.
I understand that.
So what I'm saying to you is that we submitted a budget, and so those things that according to HUD regulations, we will have documentation on those things.
Right, that's
And so
That
wait a
goes
minute, let me
without saying.
finish. And so if we should spend money on something that is not in the regulations, you understand? Then I understand that y'all are deducted from the following month. But we've been going over and over and over this. And yes, it may be 3 times what you've been giving us because you never gave us the full $25. You only had supposed to give us $15.
which is what the
Okay.
regulation calls for.
Which is what the regulation calls for. You know, however, you could do more if you wanted to. But we no longer have the monies from the vending machine. We asked for the funds from the washer and dryers. We've asked for several ways because Mr. Cologne said, well, y'all gonna do fundraisers, how you gonna get money? But every which way y'all block us. And so we're simply asking, with no argument, you know, and the funds that if HUD was here, I should have invited them, we could submit this budget because everything in here is approved by HUD.
Yes, but that's not what your budget is.
Right, because we got to raise the rest of the money. How we raise the money isn't y'all
But
business.
HUD would say, wow, this board has agreed to give you 10 times more than what our regulations
No,
call
I
for.
won't say that because
Yeah, they will. They would be like, wow, that's.
we got history, we got evidence on because we are only asking for what is due. So you giving 25. Remember, mind you, Mr. Finger stated, I'd be willing to give them $30,000, but now we already get $79 and some change, right, a month, but want to take us down to $50 a month stipend, okay? That is an insult, first of all, okay? Because we are definitely worth more than that.
Excuse me.
So, no,
Information.
let me
You,
finish.
no, I have a point. I get to talk. You don't just get to talk through the whole meeting and
Well,
nobody else gets to
it's
say
y'all
anything.
meeting anyway, so
Well,
go
and
ahead.
So, great.
Go ahead.
So thank you very much. I appreciate that. So what you're telling us is you're entitled to that as pay. And what you're suggesting is we're limiting your pay. It's a question.
However you want to put it,
I don't
John.
wanna put it that way.
What I am saying is that what we are allowed $200 a month according to HUD, up to $200 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with the $3,000 that we get a year, and we talked about it and we negotiated this, so it's nothing that Russell did on his own, and so we got what $100 and some for office supplies and stuff, but each one of the council members gets $79 and some change.
For what?
Because
Excuse me.
it's a stipend. Because HUD
Give me the
says,
paycheck.
Put him asking for what?
whatever you want to
It's
call
not a
it, you
paycheck.
want to go,
All right.
you know,
But
trying to.
But Valor, really,
mess.
this is not. I mean,
Not
I
gonna
hear
argue.
what you're saying, but it's not. And I'll send you the specific language that HUD has put out.
I have it unless it's changed.
But the council has to submit a budget for us to approve. I can't put myself in your shoes and say, well, here's how I think you should spend your $30,000. $20,000 for stipends, $5,000 for office supplies, $5,000 for travel. Like that's not for me to decide. I will literally sit with you guys and have a spreadsheet and talk through the whole budget with you. And I will help facilitate the creation of the budget, but ultimately it's up to the council to decide how it wants to propose to spend the $30,000, and then the board can approve that.
You have to prioritize
But
what
you
need,
can't
what
give
you
us
want.
a $50,000 budget and have us approve it when your budget is $30,000. Because then how will we know how you're spending the $30,000?
Because
it doesn't add up.
we have to give you a report.
No, it doesn't. That's not how it works.
That's not how the HUD regs rule.
I mean, it really isn't. I'm not being difficult. This is now that
Now,
you
the
know.
board itself have been
now that you
difficult
know
with
what
us the
you're-
whole time.
Now that you
we
know what
try
you're
to do
getting,
this.
we have to come up with a budget that adds up to $30,000. And I really am happy to help you do that. Okay? And in the meantime, we can sign the MOU. That shouldn't be held up from the annual budget process. But we do need a budget.
Why nobody taking over this machine anymore? Victoria is not here, but some people is here.
We have been lied to over and over about those machines, and yet nothing has happened.
What you said?
I don't know what you said either.
Wait.
I said, and we have this vending machine.
Yeah, so,
And my window is across, and when I don't sleep at night, I see like people crawling 2 or 3 o'clock for their cookies. But so what they supposed to do now? No
So
soda, no cookies, nothing.
we have agreed to purchase some new vending machines and have the resident council manage that process and also collect the proceeds of it.
It's how it used to.
But we want to buy a machine through a vendor. This is the hard thing. Like, we found machines that we could order on Amazon, but the minute they break, then what? Like, we can't repair a vending machine. Like, we're not skilled, so we need to find a local business, and I haven't found this yet. But we need to find a local business who we can buy the machine through, who will also agree to service the machine, because it'll break down as soon as the sun will rise tomorrow. And the thing, like, Lofts on Lemon has really nice vending machines, right? And the residents love them. But they're owned and managed by a company that maintains it, and then they keep the profits. So in order for the resident council to keep the profits, we need to own the machine, but we have to have some local vendor, not Amazon in New York City or whatever, to be able to make the repairs. That's the only thing we're trying to
Yeah, I
figure out.
understand. And for me, I see only last step. For you see everything ahead. So I don't understand. I know Victoria used to all the mornings put the food in and go some places to buy it. And people, I never use it myself per se, but people do use it. And I think that some of them may get upset, maybe not. It is not.
Okay.
Maybe they will eat less of sugar.
Okay, we're gonna move on from that. Okay, I appreciate your input.
Oh, one more. What about this machines and we drink water?
A water fountain?
Yeah. I think it's broken for a long time. It is not showing
Is it
green
broken?
red light, green lights and all this stuff. And how do you check if it
The
is correct?
filters, the filter
Yeah, so the
lights and everything.
filter, it's been like a year or so that when the light went off, we replaced the filter, and we have not been able to figure out how to
They don't
change the
service
light.
it?
We service it,
Oh.
and the filters cost over $100.
So, but does it work?
Yeah, it works.
But the light is on.
Yeah, it's just the red
Okay.
light is on, so that's
At
what
some
we have a
point, the
sticker
water
on
gets
there that
moldy,
it's fine, it's
smelling.
just keeping
Yes,
out
sometimes
under the
it's
lights.
not like it used to be fresh and cold.
Yeah.
It's like,
Gets mildewy.
All right, so maybe we can get another
We can have
filter.
someone, yeah.
Okay, filter for water.
Maybe
Okay, thank you.
A good
Needs
suggestion
cleaning.
for that would probably be to put it on a schedule so that it's changed regardless every few months, whatever they recommend, the manufacturer. That way, we don't have to rely on the light.
maybe it's
Sounds good.
this way. But a lot of people, again, water is too expensive, they'll go down to fountain.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
we
disagree with
we
you.
can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, yeah, are we still talking about the budget? Or the understanding is that you
We can meet tomorrow about it, but what is understandable is our trainings and because we want to finalize this. We can meet tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, now, next is development workshop for residents.
Yeah, so the resident council has requested that we have like a workshop to really educate them about kind of the different aspects, because they are complicated, but the different aspects about our affordable housing developments, right? There are multiple funding sources and what is called the capital stack, you know, how it's financed and all that stuff. So we think that's a good idea. So we're trying to schedule the workshop, and I have Celia, who was with Smith and Hensey. She's the one who spoke at the grand opening for Cypress. She's really, really sharp. She's willing to come in person to do it. And also Jane Dixon, who's been our longtime development consultant. She used to run the tax credit program for the state of Florida. Also a wealth of knowledge, and she works with a bunch of housing authorities to help them, through their redevelopment process.
And
So we're looking at Monday, January 27th. And my question to the council members, like I know Carolyn, works for the city. In terms of a time to have the workshop, would it be better to have it in the morning or in the afternoon? Like what would work best for the council?
well, I like to ask a question because I want to know, because I like to have someone come in that's not connected with SHA as well, so that we'll know that it's not biased. So you have two people that have worked for you, and so forth, but I mean just a neutral contractor that have worked with housing authority, Section 8, and all these things.
And who's
Because
that?
I know, I don't know, he the one putting it together. But I don't have no thought. I could reach out and make some calls because I want it to be for real and on the up and up and stuff. Because I noticed Mr. Russell asked if I had any question. I just assume to give my questions to them when they come,
That's fine.
so that they don't have to be pre-rehearsed and all that. Because and it's sad to say that you have to go at it this way, but the trust just isn't there, and I want it to be fair. I want it to be in the open and fair, because we have not been dealt fairly with. So I will hope that if somebody else, or I'll call around if you want me to, I'll get on the phone real quick and see who can come.
I know, there's a retired HUD guy who I believe lives in Florida who used to run the RAD program. He might be willing to come and do it, but they both have asked, are there some things that the council for sure wants us to cover? You don't have to give them all your questions, but if there's 3 or 5 points that you want to make sure they cover, I think it would be reasonable to tell them that so they can prepare for at least those things. I mean, of course you can ask questions, and you will ask questions. What's that?
What day that is?
27th, it's a Monday,
Is it January or December?
January.
Already January.
So, any thoughts on the time of day? We could do 9 to 12. We could do 2 to 5.
Shirley, you work on Monday.
I get up at 3.
Get up at 3.
Okay.
I can work with it. I can go in early.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So, could you think we could do 2 to 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd say I'll be a few minutes, about 5 or 10 minutes late, because
Okay.
I'm right down the street. Cousin Way is there.
Right. Okay.
It's 2
Boardroom, is
to
it?
5.
Yeah. We can send out an invitation.
Okay.
Yeah. Would it be okay to do it here, or do you want to do it
We'll do it in our office.
Cypress Square?
We could do it in our office.
Or we could do it at Cypress Square Clubhouse, or
Well, because of Johnny and Miss Agnes, it'd probably be better to do it over here.
okay.
So we don't have to worry about getting them, transporting them over.
Is that room gonna be big enough for all of us?
That's why she said it.
You're talking
What?
about payment to
Oh,
the
that's
I got you, Joe.
Yeah, that's,
We know when she's messing with us.
You
Don't worry.
know that's
in the
why
box.
she said it.
But she sure got me.
Yeah, well, you have been subjected to
That's
this.
good for the soul.
community. I just want to ask you, you just want, you discuss this budget for people. I don't know what they're doing here. Don't smile, I'm serious.
You don't know what's doing here.
No, you're talking about counseling or what this stuff. But what they're doing here, it used to be kind of life. Now it is dead. Everything is dead. Everybody's sleeping and nobody doing anything.
Well, the resident, I can't answer that, because the council is not in charge now. You got resident services that should be offering the same thing that we were doing when we had the Ross grant, but they are not doing that.
Residents, you
nothing
can wait
going on.
forever for residents to do anything. Will we come eventually to this community meeting, a community part, because I want to discuss a few questions myself, that's why I'm here. After you finish with all your official parts.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna move on to new business. McGowan Towers, resident property report.
Oh, Agnes.
So-
Agnes.
You have a report for McCown Tower?
Nothing but, we don't do too much over here. Because we ask the residents to come down, then we'll teach them to do different things, but they don't come down.
Okay.
What did she say?
She said they asked the residents for a number of things, but they don't come downstairs. Is that a correct synopsis?
Yes.
Okay. Is that finished with their report part? Okay, how about McGowan Annex? Joan?
She's not here.
She's not here. Okay, Courts, Bertha Mitchell.
I can see a couple of things. Mr. Russell, I asked you about that light.
Yes.
The cross is still not,
Yeah, I'm actually meeting with the city manager on Friday.
okay.
And this is one of the top things that I'm going to discuss with them about getting a repair, but also talking about putting the ballistic shields underneath the lights. We did that once. I know we did it in the courts. Did we do it in Bertha Mitchell too?
I don't remember.
So,
No, honey, I kind of like the lights that they kind of put up to deter.
Oh, yeah.
Half the stuff that's happening. But I'd like to see more of the people that's causing issues on the street than innocent civilian being pulled. I mean, I'm saying this because I've seen it myself, and it happened now twice to my grandsons and their friends from other neighborhood. When I say friends, they're Caucasian friends. You know, they bring home one. I have two older grandsons in Riverview. They drop one off and they're leaving, and they get pulled because of the street they come off of.
Oh, ridiculous.
My grandson lives on that street. He's not part of the
yeah.
problem that's happening
Are
on
you
the
saying
street.
pulled by the police?
police.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I've had a couple of residents that when they get dark, the police will come up behind them and question them, I guess, to see what they doing over in there. But on 23rd Street is terrible with drugs and stuff.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean,
Well,
I just,
yeah.
you know,
can't
it's
even
just,
go through
it
there
hurts me
sometimes.
because
They
of
done moved
schoolboys.
on up.
They're in
It's
high
tough
school.
being a stick.
When you
They're
drove through
12th
there,
grade, they're about to graduate, and
should have stopped.
you know,
I
they're
did.
coming and
Oh, I stopped
dropping them
people,
off.
man.
You know what I'm
Did
saying?
you
It's
buy
like
the
I
drugs?
don't.
I don't need to. I
And
don't
my
use
grandson
them.
will call in a minute.
I'm not
Grandma,
into alcohol. It's legal.
they hear me talking him through it. It's the street you're coming off of, and because you just came off that street, just do what they say and whatever. But it's like this last time it happened, he actually called. And then when I said, I told him, I said, well, how are your first time feeling? And my heart dropped when he told me it happened before coming home or leaving before, but it's like he handled it the same way. But that's my concern over there. But I see a little stuff happening, that some deterrence, but they still like don't believe what they're seeing, so they're still there.
Yeah.
And I don't want to call no names either, but tenants need to realize, not because you have family or friends that family, if they're in front of your yard, you have the right to say, move on.
I agree.
Because they're moving up. They were across the street, now they're
What street are you talking about?
23rd.
That's what I thought. Okay.
So they're moving up, cross, wherever, but
Some of them are already there on one end, but they're not bad as it is on the other end.
The other end is where they play all the music and play cards and stuff. Yeah, I know.
Well, I got a call from the chief last week. The day that we were serving our Thanksgiving dinner. Cause I asked for a meeting for him to meet with our council. And he told me to let him know, but he said that they have arrested some folk, but it's still some more work had to be done. And so he's waiting on me to send him when we're gonna meet, so he can meet with us. And we'll be meeting with him in our office. He's gonna send, whoever's in charge for that area. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that.
Yeah. So, we're doing a 30-day demo of that mobile camera unit.
yeah.
Is it blue?
Well, there's a light on top.
It's
I mean,
the
it's
light
blue?
at night. No, it's white, and it has it's like the one up, I don't know if you noticed,
Car wash.
On
the car wash
301.
on
17th Street.
301.
And
Yeah,
Wall
it has
Street.
one there too.
It has like a flashing blue light.
Top of the light.
Right, I saw a
it's-
flashing blue
Yeah.
light on Dixie.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, it
Yeah.
was on Dixie, and now we moved it down 23rd.
Okay, I saw a flashing blue.
But
Sometimes, if you don't really have a blackout window, it can tend to come in and you think. But
Okay.
yeah.
But I don't want to say too much, but I think that's helping. So we're going to look into the Housing Authority is looking into buying one of those so that we can move it around. Like, the nice thing about that, it has some drawbacks too, but the nice thing about it is it's mobile. It's not just affixed to one pole.
It's not really a pole either. It's actually, it's like a cart, so it actually parks in like a parking spot.
Yeah. I mean, we can move that around. Like, we can move it to Janie's Gardens. We can, wherever there's
So,
a problematic spot, we can move it there. And it's I mean, the biggest thing about that is hopefully is it's acting as a deterrent. But also it's recording and the police have access to it. So.
That's the part I
So
like, because I think a
y'all
lot of
have
people
access
think
to
it's
it?
just a deterrent and
No.
there's nobody
Police have
watching
access.
it and
Trust me, the
so
police
I
are on it.
I kind of see, because I'm seeing they're present more often. Like even Thanksgiving, we had Thanksgiving in my backyard on the big tree with my family. I invited over, and 2 seconds later, I'm going, okay, Thanksgiving, please, can we just get along? And even, but somebody went to jail that day, so obviously he was doing something wrong.
Okay.
Thank you. Is that the rest of your?
Yes, that's it.
Thank you, okay, thank you. Now, how about Janie's Garden? Ms. Allen?
okay, well, I have overall 45 minutes 'cause so Mr. Russell, the annual plan and the 5-year plan, I think I sent you an email about that we want the full document that you're gonna send to her with our comments in it. Which we'd like to see that. And did anything change with the Fair Housing Act for its tenant? Because we don't want to be in no violation. You didn't, because on that form, you really didn't answer anything really. You know, I don't have it.
Under the fair housing
My
section.
car broke down, so I don't have
Yeah.
stuff. But in that section, you know, you really didn't say anything in that annual plan, in the comment. So I can look back over it if I need to refresh your memory, but it really didn't say anything about Fair Housing Act. And we want the Zoom meetings to return for residents.
So I've been typing up the comments I got from you when we met. And then I'm adding in the comments that you have in your email. And I'm gonna bring those to the board next week when we take up the annual plan.
Okay.
And I'll send it to you too. I'll send it to you in advance.
Okay.
You can see all the comments I've typed up.
Okay, because we want those Zoom meetings to resume so more residents can participate. Also, you know, we hope that's done, but we are planning on having our own Zoom meetings, and we'll invite the Housing Authority and Board to them if so, because this meeting is ran by y'all. It's not our meeting.
Okay, it's a
And
board
HUD says that resident interest, meaning it should be ran by residents. So y'all choose to do that, and that's fine, that's y'all. But we want to have our meetings, and we'll invite, because actually for a long time, if we didn't invite Housing Authority staff or anybody to them, they really wasn't even allowed to come and participate in our
Why not?
meeting, right? So all our rights just been taken away from them, but nevertheless,
Oh, I thought you were talking about the
we're gonna-
resident council meetings.
the resident council
We're never
meeting,
allowed to
'cause-
come to those,
huh?
because we haven't been allowed to attend those.
Right. But this resident interest,
So we didn't take
this
the
was
right from-
created from the board, right?
Yes.
And
It's a committee of the board.
Right, but it's ran and led by y'all, and we just wanna be able to have a meeting where residents, you know, can come and share their thoughts. So maybe it's just a regular meeting that we have, because many of them probably wouldn't come in person, but they will come in Zoom, because they can cook and be on Zoom. They can do whatever they be doing at home and still participate in a Zoom meeting. So I see that you have put another copier in the council office.
Copier?
Yeah, Well, who did it? Angel came and did it, gave
3-in-1 printer.
It was, yeah.
I mean the printer, copy of printer, yeah.
I didn't say a printer.
They are a little different,
A printer, not
Oh,
copy,
they,
a printer.
okay. Printer.
just a little.
It's a small one too. I don't know how efficient it is for big stuff, but yeah, that was in there. But the computers you say you was ordering or whatever, but is that working? Cause we wasn't notified that it was put in it. You didn't notify us, did you?
I thought she was there when Symmetric came.
I wasn't there.
No, we were there when he came and run the wire.
We were there when they ran the wire, but
we
when
came in
but
on a
when
meeting
when
and
that
saw the
printer was put in there, we wasn't there. Huh?
So I don't know, but we know that it was ordered.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
So the
Because
printer's,
we don't even know how to use it, huh?
the printer's not up and working and
Oh, I don't know. I don't know nothing about it. I see it though. But I was just asking him. It's there, but, because he said he was going to get.
And
And
you
there's
guys
not-
got a new computer,
and
didn't
there's
you?
not new computers either?
You guys didn't get another computer?
no,
No, the boy said that you was ordering it.
refurbished since
We
Way back.
get refurbished.
I thought that's
computers.
why,
I thought it was already scheduled and done.
I know. I did too.
Now, I didn't go over there today now.
No, I mean, it was done last month, from what I understood.
Oh, no, we done had a meeting last
it was
month.
just a
Yeah,
copier.
we signed off.
Yeah, it's just a copy of this, so
We did check.
nobody showed us how to do anything with it.
All right, well, we did order it and request them to install it, so I need to find out why that hasn't happened.
Okay. And so we have a lot of issues going on over at Kingstone.
Yeah.
And we actually asking for Brian's job. He needs to be relieved because he continually not serving the residents. And if you would like for me to send
Could you speak up? I can't, you're dropping your voice still.
Brian Coakley.
Okay.
Okay.
Croak.
He continues not to serve our residents with the utmost integrity. Okay?
Gotcha.
He will not respond back to them. He won't set up meetings when they ask for informal hearings, and he just won't respond. I don't know if he hired drunk. I don't know, but he's not doing his
You
job.
shouldn't accuse somebody of that.
So-
They have-
Yeah, well, take me to
Not
court.
good.
So, but I mean, I don't do no hiring and firing, but we are asking for him to be fired. Because if he can't serve the residents that he was hired to serve, then he should not be on the job. Mr. Russell, also, we want to revisit our exercise room over there, when our equipment was stolen from over there, and we never did, could get to the bottom of it. But we need to revisit these things, because like our residents say, it's nothing to do here, but we did have an exercise room, we did have the top-notch equipment, and yet some employee walked out of here with that equipment. The police was never called, even though, I don't know, we could have been out of town, I don't know.
I'm sure
But-
he put it in the back of his car somewhere.
A
Probably
truck
was.
had to take that.
That's why I
A
said the
truck.
back of his car.
A truck had to take
Well,
that.
not just that, but some resident must have seen something, because you can't move that stuff out and nobody sees it.
Well, I
Yeah.
talked to one resident, and I don't even know if they still here, but they were afraid to say anything because they would have got in trouble.
With who?
Yes,
Who they gonna get in trouble with? Unless they know who did it.
no.
That's the only way you can get in trouble.
I just wait
So-
till you give me. I want to say so much about residency because it's what I am and what I reside, and people are afraid. Then they will get evicted.
Because everything.
Why would they
is
get evicted
eviction.
for telling us about somebody
Cause-
stealing something?
They
I have
drum
to
up
tell
stuff
you,
all the time,
some
John. You don't
member
say
of
that.
this whatever stuff just feel like they can do whatever. Evicted, allowed to go to bars, not allowed to go, closed door in their faces. It's like exactly you was talking about our guys. I was talking to you so many times. I will talk with Victoria. I am almost 80 years old. I will not allow some coordinator, or what is her name, shut door in my face. Is any of you allowed to do such things? She just take it and push it in face. She threw me from the bus because at that day I was not able to sign a paper. Who is more important, me or piece of paper? I just want to know why she is so important. She is not doing anything, even to make a schedule, just to put a date, to do. People just never come to her office because it's always closed. And if you ask them, I don't know. So who is she? What she is doing here? Who is she? We used to have her before council. At least she tried to do something, organize something. She just insult people. You was talking about my neighbor. She is on the list to be evicted because Ira thought, then she pushed her up. Ira thought, so she has to lose her apartment because of this.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I missed something.
I don't know what she's saying. What is she,
Yeah.
what's she
I
talking
don't
about?
even know.
I'm talking about councillor residence here, Mrs. Ira, I don't remember her name.
I mean, is this under
Well,
Janie's garden?
Yeah.
She lives over here. That's why I say we need her home, because he going by this. We usually
Well, I have
just
to
talk.
take notes, so I mean.
So she's
it's gotta
talking
have
about
some sort
over
of
here.
order.
She lives over.
I live here
Right-
almost 20
right there.
years,
In
and
the
I never
end.
saw such a person who can throw door in your face if you ask a question.
You said somebody's being evicted?
Somebody on the list to be evicted
For what?
because Mrs. Ira thought that she pushed me. Ask your manager.
Listen, employees don't have the power to evict somebody like
I
that.
don't know.
Yeah, they
I
I'm
can
don't
telling
build
you.
up a case against her.
I don't have the power to evict
Now
somebody.
she is shaking in her bed because she is
Somebody
afraid
go
that
out.
she will be on the street.
Miss
Well,
O'Hara.
she's dreaming,
Miss O'Hara.
okay?
I don't know if she's dreaming or not, but I was in the same issue before. Mr. Ken, do you remember when they want to evict me? I have a big mouth. It's not so easy.
That's
Some-
okay.
Yeah. Some people so
I got a big
afraid.
mouth too.
It's
You hear me, don't you?
Some people so afraid.
Valerie hates my big mouth, don't you, Counselor?
I don't
They're
hate
so
you. I ain't going
Not
to
me,
know.
I mean my mouth.
To say a word. They're so afraid. I'm not afraid because I'm too old to be afraid. Plus too old. What do you want to talk about? Thank you. Where is she?
Right there. Victoria.
She make a little, after 3 years of asking this, she make me a hole in my bathtub. So now I'm not afraid to walk over, it is low. And I know there are a lot of people in our building in the same position like me. Again, they're afraid to ask. They're just afraid to ask. But I was waiting 3 years for this. Maybe it's good to go around and ask people how safe for them to use a bathtub. Don't you think it is your job to keep us safe?
So I was gonna,
Another issue about air conditioners. There's two nice guys. They come, they take this, this filter, shake it, and they clean it. They consider they clean air condition. They didn't clean it in so many years. Do you know how dirty the air are inside? And they have to breathe with this.
Excuse me, are you talking about the air conditioner in your unit?
Yeah.
So they didn't change the filter?
They come and shake the filters. They
That
have
wasn't my question. Did they change it?
no.
Okay.
It's not a, it's like a permanent filter, but it has to be cleaned out.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what they do?
They
is-
used to
It's
take it
disposable.
out
Do they
and
vacuum
clean
them?
it again. No, they do nothing.
The one in your unit?
Huh? In your unit.
Just wash it out or vacuum it. I do it twice a week.
It is not a question inside of air conditioning. Not this a little bit of this. Do you know what is inside of this air conditioner? So much dirt. It was rebuilding this building, so much sand. So it is not safe.
To what? To clean it?
It is not safe to breathe without cleaning. They're supposed to clean it.
But just take
They
But we are, I
We're
mean,
not talking about filters. Air condition is not a filter. It's air conditioned unit.
Oh, you mean
No,
inside?
they take the whole unit out?
They used to.
they-
Victoria,
But
they
that was-
used to.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing, we were just doing that the other month, going through and checking them. 'cause we were
They
so
just
behind
take-
with vacancies.
Were
Yeah,
they
but
supposed
they
to-
never
wait a minute,
take
excuse me.
anything.
Were
They-
they supposed to take the units out?
Some
And
of
do
them they
anything
can
to
clean
them?
in there, some of them they can take out depending on how bad it is.
Okay.
But they never clean air conditioner. Conditioner inside. You know they're supposed to be
We clean the
maintenance.
filters, we don't clean the inside.
Oh, yes, you used to.
Okay.
Do you mean the
I'm not an
grill?
air conditioning guy.
They used to take
I know
it.
I don't clean the inside of my air conditioner.
They
I
used
change
to
the
take
filters.
it out and clean it and make it really breathable.
Are you talking about the grill? I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about because I do mine.
This
Okay,
filter,
okay.
Don't worry about it.
then you open it and conditioner inside full of dirt.
You mean the grill in the front?
Okay, ladies, okay.
Vacuum it.
Okay, ladies, we got, the gist of it is that they need to be cleaned.
Yes.
They need to be checked on,
That's
okay?
enough.
So that's the gist of it, okay. Let's keep it moving. Okay, next thing is program, you have anything else you want to say,
Yeah.
Mr. Ballard?
Yes, thank you. I wanted to talk about the hearing that, we had an informal hearing for Ms. Haver, Joan and Haver. I don't think the hearing was fair. Ms. Yanni, was the hearing officer. We presented to her, which you can hear the tape. Have you heard the tape? Okay, I want you to hear it. It's on our website. Check it out. I put everything on our website. We presented to the Housing Authority, wherein retaliation, because this lady's outspoken. All of us sitting here to this table have different characters. We speak different. We have different emotions. And yet, because they don't like Ms. O'Haver, they pick and pick and pick. You know, that's why people say they're afraid. And so Ms. Haver brought her scooter in, with, you don't supposed to have no gas scooter in the building. However, she emptied it out and brought it in because during the storm time, to protect it or whatever. But anyway, so because of all the friction, well, they don't like her. It's a difference from not liking somebody and you can't get along with them, but yet you still have respect for them. So anyway, I just don't believe that they treated her fairly, and so they upheld the not renewing her lease, which she just signed her lease in September. It's good through November of 2025. they won't accept her rent now. You understand? But
Where are we talking about?
I'm
sorry.
talking about the lady that they
No, but where? Which building?
right. Oh, she lives
The
right there.
annex.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And so they won't accept her rent, and she's been trying to pay her rent. But all of this started from a lady back there. AC was out for either 3 months or a year or something, I don't know how long. And because, you know, she acts like me sometimes, you know, get really, you know, into it.
I can imagine.
And so they have developed this thing where they don't like her. Well, when Miss Wanda was here, Miss Wanda would talk to me, you know, because, you know, some of the people that she would have a problem with, and asked me to talk with Joan, and I talked with her, and so things were calming down. But however, the witnesses that they got, you know, for whatever reason, you know, residents have personal problems which the housing authority and stuff should not even get involved in. But then the police will call, your maintenance man called the police, the fire department, I'm sorry, on her because she had her bike in her apartment. I have documentation where the fire department came in and said it was no flammable. Your maintenance man came in street clothes on his off day because one of the cronies called him, and he come in there with his phone camera, taking pictures of Miss Jones' apartment. Talking about he was called because it was a smell of gasoline. And that was a lie because the fire department said they didn't even smell nothing. So they've been harassing this lady, retaliating on this lady. They have stopped her from getting on the bus, going to the store, Walmart, you know, and this time that they talking about that she pushed Ara, which I don't believe she did, total lie, okay? And now wouldn't even allow her to even apply for the angel tree. So they gang up with them, you know, to lie. And it's important to me because I remember when SHA staff came together to lie on me, called me a racist, to keep me from sitting on this board. Now, so therefore, I know they'll do that. And this lady don't have nowhere to go, but yet they want to evict her because they don't like her. Well, I say to you, they need to be fired. They don't need to work here. Because if we can't work out something, and I've said to Mr. Russell over and over and over again, we need to be able to work together. Now, we were doing good, you understand? But I'm telling you, listen to it. Listen to the tape. You don't take my word for it. Listen to the meeting. And so now we got to go further because they want to put this lady out. Because Miss Wanda, when she was having conversations with me, and I would talk with Miss Jones, and things were toning down until Ara told this lie that she pushed her. And I don't believe that, Mr. Cologne. I don't.
Excuse me.
Should have been got rid of her. But nobody believes nothing I say.
Nobody
You
believes
know?
whatever I say.
There's cameras.
Right.
What
'Cause
cameras?
that's-
I called police
There are
before,
cameras.
and we have discussion and all this stuff. Mr. Kento, oh no, we will not evict you, you will not evict me because I will go through hell for this. And you thought, oh, she's so qualified. What she's qualified for? To say no to everybody? To just give bread? Just to sign list after list after list? It's what she's doing. She's signing a million lists.
Get the best of the food.
Okay, so okay, so let's bring this to a close. Let's get some understanding. What is the complaint? The complaint is that she's being evicted, and you don't think that you thought that was unfair.
I think it's unfair,
Okay.
you know, and if they're gonna evict her, then we need all
And
the
she pushes
paperwork. So
everybody.
Okay, but we can't talk.
Okay.
No more.
Because
No more.
we're going to file a complaint about it because it's unfair.
Okay,
It's unfair.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
Okay, anything else?
I'm gonna let that do for now.
Okay, thanks. Now, program updates, Sarasota housing updates, Mr. Russell?
Just a few redevelopment updates. We are expecting to close possibly by the end of February, maybe it might slip into March for Amaryllis Park Place 3, Cypress Square 2. That'll be 108 units with 33 project-based vouchers.
108.
Yeah,
It's an Amaryllis 3, right?
yeah.
It's 3, okay.
Well,
And project-based vouchers is how
33.
many? 33?
I do have your comment on that.
100 and what? 150, you said?
Presenting that to the board.
140?
108 units with 33 PBVs.
Yeah, I got that.
And then Lost on Lemon 2, we're expecting that to close in April, could slip to May. That'll be 100 units with 25 project-based vouchers. It looks very positive that we got funding from the state for an Amaryllis Park Place 4, which would be 61 units. That would be combined with the Central Gardens proposed development at 22nd Central. That'll have 39 units. So as a total, it'll be 100 units between the two sites. There is a pending litigation, not involving our application, but
Yeah.
it involves another application. Potentially, if the litigant knocks out the person ahead of us, it could mean that there's not enough funding to fund our deal that we applied for. But we're just waiting to see what happens with the administrative law judge on that litigation. Again, it doesn't, it's not,
It's not of our doing.
our
It has nothing to do
application's
with
not
us.
being challenged, but it could ultimately impact our funding.
What is Central? You say Central?
Gardens,
You know,
that's that development we've talked about on 22nd and Central and
Oh,
that vacant land that we own, 39 units.
oh, okay.
And then the development committee did hear a presentation about potential development in the parking lot here at McCown. Potentially 160 units, as well as like a parking deck. So that'll again come before the board next Wednesday. The application's due on the 20th to the state, but it's a very significant opportunity where we could get $15 million potentially from the state.
Ms. Russ, I thought you said that y'all wasn't gonna do that right now. Huh?
I didn't,
You forgot you said.
I didn't say we were going to do that, no.
Cause I remember our conversation about why would you put a building in front of this building,
Right.
you know, to hire people or something, but I mean, okay. I have to go back and find them.
But I have your comments that I'm going to present to the board on that. And that's it.
Can I say something for our building? Because we don't seem to have, none of you live in that back building, right? I don't know. Do any of you live back there? Do we have anybody? Oh, well,
She's
you
not.
probably know our elevator is broken again. I don't know whether you knew that or not, but in the cleaners, those new cleaners, are they doing the upper floors wherever they are, whoever they are?
They're supposed to be.
But
Well,
I
keep an eye on
haven't
them.
really been seeing them. I saw one little girl by herself, but there's no way one woman's gonna do that building by themselves.
Yeah.
Do they even know there's a machine? Did anybody tell them we have a machine? It helps if you're gonna do the upper floors. That's a lot of
Are you talking about the,
mopping.
oh, okay.
Too much mopping for one woman to do. But anyway, that's my only comments on my building. I don't know anything about, it seems quiet over there to me.
Okay.
What was that? She only do the downflow.
Okay,
Well,
Mr.
who's
Waters,
gonna wash her
Resident
floors?
Services update, thank you.
Nobody's washing our floors. She
Um,
only do the
But,
over there.
we have our,
Hang on, I can't hear anything.
Excuse me, ladies, could you give us a minute so we can finish?
Oh,
Then you can talk all you want.
I'll be brief. Our Youth Thrive After School program, consistently surveying our youth about, numbers aren't as great as they were last school year because of the education of many of our families, but there's about 22 kids there on a daily average right now, assisting them with homework help, after school snacks. We started a chess club just recently. 4-H is there, providing opportunities for our children to learn more about agriculture. They've also submitted plans for the Sarasota County Youth Fair again. So they submitted their entry plans now. Now it's time for them to nourish them over the next 6 months so that when the fair comes, they can present them again. And they earn monies for those. They're judged by the plants and being able to identify the different types of plants. And also their plants can go for auction and they earn money from the plant sales. That's money that they can use themselves. That go directly to them. Gardening has started. They've planted greens, broccoli, and cauliflower already, and tomatoes and beans. So they should receive the harvest from those pretty soon. Our youth were also involved in Thanksgiving meal distribution. Report cards also have been requested from the county, and we should review those, be able to get those this week. We had a county site visit yesterday from the Sarasota County. It's a grant that we apply for on an annual basis, and they come out and they monitor our site. They talk to our youth. They make sure that we're providing the services that we said we would provide. So that went very well. Just does it as always. We're pretty pleased at the way our kids interact with the auditors, and we always seem to score pretty well with the site visits. It's the other things that we might have. We had a homeownership workshop on the 2nd of November, and it was at Robert L. Taylor. Went very well. We had homeownership professionals there, so we had the lenders, we had a nonprofit organization, we had insurance broker, and talking to a resident about what it takes to become a homeowner, what they should expect during the homeownership process. And from that workshop, we had several families that have, several participants that were able to go from there and then register for our homeownership orientation, and secure relationships with our potential lenders to be a part of the homeownership program. Habitat is a big partner. We had many people that applied for Habitat during the that day, as well as register for the FSS program.
What was the other program? I'm sorry.
FSS, Family Self-Sufficiency Program.
Which banks are we using?
We have several, there's a total of 6, so we have
Okay. You don't have to name them all.
South State, okay. All right. So there's a total of 6 that we have.
Okay.
Banks,
All local.
yes.
Okay.
So not only banks, but we also have 2 mortgage brokers.
Oh, great.
And John Thaxton came and
Yeah, he-
spoke to the group,
Of course.
but we invited him.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Can I ask a question?
That's his job.
So Ken, the shot with a cop, not, I ain't meant to say that, I'm sorry. The books that the police give out, you know, the
Books and
photo
badges.
op. Huh?
Books and badges.
Yeah, that. So, how are you tracking whether these children are reading these books or just they piling up at the home? Because every year they give them books. So
We didn't do
Do
books and
y'all-
badges this year, but
Okay.
we do track the number of books that we give to our
right, I mean you definitely giving them to them, but what they doing with them?
well, hopefully they're reading them, but if not, you know, that is the goal. But at least they have access to books now, because a lot of families don't have access to books. But those that are in our after-school program and summer programs, we know that they're reading on a regular basis.
And is the children reading level, are they coming up in school?
That is hard to measure, because we don't have a program to actually measure that, but we look at the scorecard grades and we can determine if they've gained or if they're.
Well, we do know they
So
went
do the
up, we do know they went up after the last 2 summer camp programs.
They went up.
We didn't,
Yeah.
this
Reading
past year.
levels went up.
Yeah.
Okay, is that it for?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Everything from resident services, Janie's Garden?
Jamie's not
Janie's
here.
not here? Okay. Okay, that brings us, do you have any?
For Janie's Garden, we when the housing authority is preparing a place over there for a resident to move into, and they claim this buyer is inspecting, they need to have the documentation of it, because residents should not move into a place that they got to clean and all that stuff. Okay, and
You're saying the
And we
apartments are
get
not
it.
move-in ready?
it's not moving.
No.
Then they should be taking pictures. They all have cell phones.
We have
They
them.
do.
We have them.
Good.
Yeah, we have them.
So you have the pictures? you
We
gave
on
them?
our job.
So you
Hey.
gave me the pictures, you gave them to, who do you give the pictures to?
Send them to Mr. Russell.
Why don't you send some of them to Mr. Waters?
And well, I don't know what job he in right now, cause I'm surprised he here for resident services. I thought he had moved up the ladder, but I sent it to Miss Jamie and Mr. Russell. I thought I sent them to all the board members unless y'all blocked me. I sent the pictures.
I saw.
I haven't seen them.
I haven't seen, you seen some?
Yeah. She had sent an email.
But anyway, again, that's one of the Brian Copeland things. But
It has nothing to do with
Miss Yarnin went over and inspected and passed that unit. And I didn't even ever know she was an inspector, but she went over and she passed that.
Okay, so did it eventually get cleaned, or is it still, what's the deal now?
No, the girl.
Jamie went in and cleaned it on her own.
Yeah, she worked on it.
Okay.
Thank you.
She worked on it.
Thank you.
Because I can't,
Okay.
climb stairs that well, I have a person that went up and saw. So I, can't climb
What
stairs.
was it on the housing authority? Because I get a lot of emails.
Okay. Okay, we bring this meeting to a close.
No, I got more to
You
talk
have- you
about.
want-
I got more to talk about.
You want to say something?
No, I want to talk about that.
Come on, I gotta go.
I gotta go too.
She's pissed off. She's mad at me now.
Do you need to spend?
No, I was just